That's crazy.
No, it's incredible.
Those are two of the best, like, of this era. I think he's one of the best of all time. I really do. I think he's one of the best heavyweights of all time. And his movement.
It's an unbelievable spectacle, and the ring keep providing us with these crazy spectacles and crazy events. It's the location for this one that's just, I can't get my head around it. It'll be the experience of a lifetime. You break it down, and when it comes to the fight, Rico Verhoeven is a problem. He's a problem, and we don't actually know much about him from a boxing perspective, but we know nothing really. He's had one bout, and you cannot take anything from that at all. His kickboxing experience tells you an awful lot.
Dude, he's so big now. Have you seen him? Have you seen the most recent photos? He put some photos on Instagram of him training, and he took pictures of him with his shirt off. And you're like, what? Jesus Christ. He looks like he's about 250 now, something like that. And he's a big giant dude. He's always been a big giant dude, but he's like super muscled out.
Yeah, for me it was like, why not accept the challenge? It is, like you said, he's considered arguably like one of the best boxers to ever do it. So what an honor and what an opportunity I have. I've conquered everything within the sport of kickboxing, and now getting the opportunity to do it within the sport of boxing, I love it. Like, never get comfortable.
It was the most exhausted he's ever been, because he's always moving. There's no rest with him. There's like constant, there's constant twitching.
Under fire the whole time.
You're constantly thinking when it.
If this was a kickboxing match, I'm trying to tell you, Alexander's in an awful lot of trouble. Do not take a kick off him. Thankfully for Alexander Usyk, this is a boxing match. And I think once them first 3 or 4 rounds pass, and that awkwardness and stance and style Alexander Usyk figures out, I think Rico could be in for a hard night's work.
I mean, someone's saying it could change boxing forever if he wins, Rico. How does Rico go about trying to solve that puzzle, obviously?
It'll be the greatest shock boxing's ever seen. If Rico Verhoeven is to defeat Alexander Usyk, it will be the greatest victory in boxing history.
Listen, when I was young, I too using kickboxing, boxing, but I like.
Nobody told me that.
I like, but not like this. Yeah, the crazy man, the legs.
Maybe he throws a high kick.
Yeah, but I like kick and legs on street. Oof, yeah, low kick, my giri. That's,
nice.
Yeah, we training. But then my coach, it's not kickboxing coach, it's like jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing is one coach, but another sport. It's like a crazy man. But then I look for a good coach. It's my first coach, Lapin, Sergey, yes. It's, good. My father said, hey, try boxing. I said, okay.
And here you are.
Huh?
And here you are. You tried it and
yeah.
done by that.
Boxing insiders can't believe what they're seeing. Rico Usyk has transformed into an absolute monster ahead of his crossover fight with Alexander Usyk. Even Eddie Hearn is reportedly shocked by how massive and powerful Rico looks now.
He's so big now. Have you seen him? Have you seen the most recent photos? He put some photos on Instagram of him training, and he took pictures of him with his shirt off. And you're like, what? Jesus Christ. He looks like he's about 250 now, something like that. And he's a big giant dude. He's always been a big giant dude, but he's like super muscle.
This isn't just some casual Usyk stepping into the ring anymore. Rico's physical evolution has the entire boxing world talking. Even die-hard Tyson fans are starting to worry about that size difference.
Space, and I can see how the monetization vehicle of this works, but Usyk wouldn't be doing this unless there's a reason for it. There must be a motivation behind it. It must be some form of derivative as to what happened between the various disciplines crossing over with Ngannou.
Tony Bellew breaks it down perfectly. He acknowledges Rico's incredible transformation, but he also knows what Usyk brings to the table. This is a prime, active heavyweight champion who destroyed Tyson Fury and Verhoeven Joshua at their absolute best.
Now, have you seen him? Have you seen the most recent photos? He put some photos on Instagram of him training, and he took pictures of him with his shirt off. And you're like, what? Jesus Christ, he looks like he's about 250 now, something like that, and he's a big giant dude. He's always been a big giant dude, but he's like super muscular.
Here's where it gets wild, though. Joe Rogan points out that crossover fights are completely changing combat sports. Fighters are stepping outside their comfort zones like never before. And that's exactly what makes this Usyk versus Rico clash so unpredictable.
This is not a fight I am a massive fan of, and now that I'm free, now that I can kind of, you know, be more open about my opinions on this fight, I fucking hate this fight. I can't stand it. I understand the circus nature of it in terms of, like, big name kickboxer, one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time, coming in to fight an all-time great in the boxing space in his sport. We saw it with Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. The only difference there was, I think, more fans of Francis Ngannou, more of a what-if factor because of his punching power and because Fury was 550 pounds in that fight. Accurate, not even exaggerating. We got a masterpiece in terms of what Francis did to the current heavyweight champion of the world. Now, this is a little different because Alexander Usyk is a massively different operator than Tyson Fury. He is a far better technical boxer than anyone at heavyweight, and he isn't really susceptible to one-punch KO power the same way Fury is when he comes in out of shape and blubbery. Now, is there the off chance that Rico catches Alexander Usyk? Yeah, sure. I understand. It's a fight. Anything can happen. But why is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world not just taking a recess from fighting the biggest and best boxers on the planet when he is the sitting champion, but also putting his title on the line to fight a kickboxer with one professional boxing match in his career? That's the big part.
Max Kellerman drops a bombshell assessment. He thinks Usyk looks even better now than when he beat Fury, like he's been physically upgraded. But he still gives the Ukrainian a massive advantage in pure boxing skill and ring IQ.
Like very calculated, but yeah, when I connect, I connect. Like I said, there's a lot of weight behind these punches. So yeah, of course, within the kickboxing sport, I was used to just throwing the kicks and doing my thing, but now we get the opportunity to use the hands more. So Peter is like, oh, he's like crazy.
But wait, it gets more controversial. Wade Plemons goes off about this matchup. He's frustrated that an undisputed champion is taking this kind of risk against someone with basically zero elite boxing experience.
This is a joke. This is nothing but a gimmick fight, and it's even more shameless considering the fact, one, it's on pay-per-view, and two, it's for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Does Rico Verhoeven, with his one win over a decade ago against the guy who was 0-5, deserve a world title shot? Answers on a postcard. Can you play the recorder? No. That's the answer. This is shocking. Shocking stuff from Alexander Usyk. This is Alexander Usyk picking money over leg.
Rico himself speaks with scary confidence about his power. He's not just relying on size anymore. He talks about precision and timing. This guy genuinely believes his punching power translates perfectly to boxing rules.
He's kind of earned the right to do what you want, but I at least expected it to be some sort of active boxer, someone of some, not to say, I don't actually know much about Van Hooven in terms of a kickboxer, of what his quality level is, but what I'm saying is I expected it to be someone of a decent caliber of a professional boxer. But if it's not, then fine. Look, do your thing, do you, and hopefully he returns to actual professional boxing against some of the top elite.
Liam Go calls it exactly what many think it is, a pure gimmick. He destroys Rico's limited boxing record and questions how this even became a title opportunity. Boxing purists are absolutely losing their minds over this.
But I'm not interested in. I like Rico Verhoeven, sparred him, know him, nice fella, very good kickboxer, one of the best of all time, but he's not a boxer. If he wants to fight,
Can he box?
Yeah, he can box. He's a very good boxer, but he shouldn't be boxing the best heavyweight in the world. If he wants to do it as an exhibition, go and do it. I'm not interested in Usyk Verhoeven, just for the simple fact.
Dave Allen brings real credibility to the debate because he's actually sparred with Rico. He respects the kickboxing legend, but thinks the gap between that and elite heavyweight boxing is massive. Way too one-sided for a real championship fight.
Alexander Usyk is the
Yeah, the Rico Verhoeven in boxing.
Yeah.
So like he's been dominating for so long and in such phenomenal fashion. So I was like, wow, if we could do this, that would be like the cherry on the cake.
Here's the kicker, though. Peter Fury reveals this fight has mutual interest from both camps. It's not forced matchmaking. Both champions actually want this clash of disciplines. When two elite fighters are genuinely interested, everything changes.
Rico wanted the fight, you know, Usyk wanted it. They said both, listen, both ultimate fighting men, aren't they? So fights like this are not going to be hard.
Rico drops the ultimate respect bomb on Usyk. He calls him the boxing version of himself. Two dominant champions who have ruled their divisions for years. That's exactly the mindset that makes crossover fights dangerous.
Alexander Usyk steps in and will take on one of the greatest kickboxers of all time. I'm actually quite a big kickboxing fan, so I know quite a lot about him. I've watched a few of his fights over the years. They used to call him the Prince of Kickboxing, then he elevated to the King of Kickboxing. I mean, he's a very, very, very good kickboxer who's got decent hands, I can't lie to you.
So there you have it. A kickboxing legend with scary new size going against boxing's pound-for-pound king. Rico thinks his power can shock the world, while boxing experts think Usyk's skills are untouchable. Who do you think wins when worlds collide like this? Drop your prediction in the comments, smash that like button if this breakdown got you hyped, and subscribe because this crossover madness is just getting started.